Everyone, welcome to Cooking with Nancy O and her sidekick Rick back here. How you doing, Rick?
Good. Doing good.
Okay, we just wanted to share look at this. Guys, all this came off of our towers. We're so excited. We didn't even know these two zucchinis were growing. And what happened was one day we lifted a leaf up and we saw two great big zucchini. The last one that was growing, we measured it each day and it grew an inch a day. That's how fast they grow on the tower. This little guy surprised us yesterday when we were out there like hunting around for vegetables. And then Rick climbed around to the back of the tower and he found some cucumbers for us. So we already had a couple cucumbers picked out for today. This is an old school recipe that I tried to do a little bit of a flip and make it a little bit healthier for us. So I'm going to have Rick move the bowl of veggies because it's very heavy. There you go. Did you? Weakling. Okay, so our towers are going like crazy. We have tomatoes all over the place. I absolutely cannot wait till the tomatoes start so we can do some tomato recipes and share our tomatoes with neighbors and friends and whoever needs some tomatoes. So we're getting really close to that because we're chock full of tomatoes out there. Today, I wanted to make a cucumber pasta salad. This recipe was from someone that when our daughter, she was playing basketball when the mom shared this with us, and we absolutely love it. But it was kind of an unhealthy version of it because it had a ton of sugar in it, and we were trying to cut back on the sugar a little bit on this recipe. So I made some changes to the recipe to make it taste a little bit healthier. The biggest change I did was we went with whole grain pasta. So that right away is more filling. It's a thicker pasta and it will be a lot better for you. You could also use gluten-free pasta, or if you just want to use regular. It's a great summertime recipe. You can make it ahead of time. It lasts for about 2 weeks in the refrigerator. So this is why I like having this made, because whenever you're eating, it's a nice side quick dish. Or if you're really hungry, sometimes I just grab a little bowl of this to eat while I'm running around, because we all run around crazy this time of year. So all we're going to do is throw all the ingredients into the bowl. We're going to cover it up. I usually throw it in Tupperware, because then I put that lid on and I rotate the bowl. That's how I stir it. But for today, we want to be able to see you guys to see this. So if you're going to sample this, you're going to need a fork, correct? Okay, there he goes running. Did you see him run for that fork? Okay, so all this recipe is I used a pound of pasta. It's just cook it up according to the directions. I added I like adding 2 cucumbers. The original recipe only said 1, but I want 2 because I want more vegetables. And the reason I want more cucumbers is, 1, this is a great source of hydration during the summer. Guys, summertime, it's so hot. We need to stay hydrated. Very, very important. But the best thing about this is it's chock full of vitamin K. And the vitamin K is so good for our bones. And then it also is really good gut health. It keeps everything moving for us. It helps manage our blood sugar, which is really good, especially if you're a diabetic. Easy recipe. And it can help protect you guys against cancer. I mean, anything solid, true vegetables, the more you eat, the more you're protecting yourself against all these other diseases. The recipe originally called for 1.5 cups of sugar. I cut it down to 1 cup, but today I don't even think I'm going to add the full cup. I have not tried it with less sugar, but I think we're going to be fine without it. So we're going to throw into our bowl of pasta. We are going to add 1.5 cups of cider vinegar, which I didn't even get into the health benefits of cider vinegar because everybody loves cider vinegar. Okay, so we're going to pour this on here. This recipe is so hard, you're going to be surprised, right?
Yep.
Now, it called for an onion. I'm really sold on these shallots because they're not as strong. I have an esophagus problem, so I have to be careful with onions. So I'm really enjoying using shallots instead of onions. So I cut up shallots for mine. So we're going to just put these shallots in here, and we just cut up one nice size shallot to put in there. Okay. And then I'm going to add my 2 cucumbers. See, guys, this is a rough recipe to make, right? Okay. In here, you have a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of pepper. Now the parsley flakes is the parsley that we grew on the tower, and we dried it ourselves. And you guys remember how to dry parsley. You just tie a string around it and hang it up, and it'll dry on its own. And then we just put it in our jar. And then we also do a teaspoon of dill. And the big kicker here is the dill taste on this is really good. I'm not sure we have a big enough bowl here, buddy. You know how I am when I stir. Okay, now we're going to add the sugar in here, and then we're going to let this sit. We either let it sit overnight, but like today, I'm making it early enough in the day that you can eat it at the end of the day. Oh, I wasn't going to add all that, was I? And I lied now.
Save some.
Okay, I saved a little bit that was stuck in the bottom. Okay, I wasn't going to add all the sugar, I said, and then it was sitting there, and I did. This isn't going to stir well in this bowl because it's not big enough. But what you want to do is you want to stir it really well. Sugar's going to pull out all those juices in the cucumber. You know, I know that it seems like a lot of sugar for the recipe, but when you look at the volume of this pasta salad, you're not eating as much sugar as you think. Now, if you're a sugar-free person, that's going to be a different story here. Okay, you see how wonderful that's mixing up? I'm doing it a little bit slower because of the size of the bowl. I usually put this in a huge Tupperware bowl because it helps seal it up. And now Rick is going to taste this, but I'm going to tell you honestly, it's going to taste so much better tonight because it hasn't had a chance for the juices to flow yet. So what's going to happen is this is sitting in the refrigerator. All the juices are going to come out of the cucumber. And okay, you see how beautiful? You want me to put it in your bowl?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Oh, hang on. All right. So I'm just going to grab a couple pieces for him to try. And then you can later on, this is going to be nice and juicy. Okay. Let's see how it tastes without the juice on it. Good.
Yeah, it's still very good. It'll be even better tonight. But
you're hitting a lot of vinegar right now, I bet, because of the sugar.
No, it's not bad. It's
not bad. Okay. So what's going to happen here is when we put this in the refrigerator, we're going to close it up, and then a couple times today we'll stir it. Or like I said, I use Tupperware, so I can just roll that bowl. It's a lot easier. And then tonight for dinner, we're going to have this, and it's going to have all the juices incorporated in it, and it's going to be so delicious. This is a perfect, easy recipe, one to make ahead of time to take with you, like when you go to a barbecue or to a friend's house, or if you're having company, you can literally make this a couple days ahead of time because it will last up to 2 weeks in the refrigerator. It is so good with all that nice vinegar in there. Yeah. And you have such a healthy salad here. And if you want to cut back, I was going to cut back on the sugar. I apologize. I dumped that in without even thinking. I did cut the original recipe called for 1.5 cups of sugar. I cut it down to 1. I think you can go down to 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And then that way it's even less sugar per batch that you eat. I have also throughout the week added extra cucumbers to it. So it's a very versatile salad, and it's really good and healthy for you. So I hope you enjoyed that. Next week, we're going to have to come up with a great, unusual recipe for our zucchini because, as you can see, we're growing zucchini like crazy. We've done some grilled zucchini, but I want to come up with a different type of zucchini. And just to tell you, you guys know how much I love my pumpkins. We have a couple pumpkins that are green. We have a sugar pie pumpkin that is already turning orange. Our little bitty pumpkins that you see at the store are in the fall for the kids and you decorate your house with. We have a chuck full of those pumpkins growing. So we have so many vegetables out there that I want to incorporate more into the zucchini recipe next week. So we'll come up with something really clever and unusual for you. So you guys have a fantastic week. We are both headed off to some events today, and that's why we came on a little bit early. Thank you for tolerating us. And you guys be safe all week. And if you have any questions about our tower, just let us know. We have a big surprise coming up with our towers. We're hoping to announce soon. So until next week, take care. Bye for now.
See ya.
Slam dunk again. I
Yeah.
love this recipe.
Yeah. The eggplants are coming in. pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Who's just
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
Oh, this is good.
Well, that'll be something next week. I don't know. There's one of them's about that big already.
Good. Okay, eggplant it is.
No,
So good. Okay.